Folks, there must be a lot of money in switching over from being a Democrat to being a Republican if you're black and you are a nice looking woman or a particularly articulate man. And I mean a nice looking black woman and a particularly articulate black man. The picture you see in front of you is a picture of Mrs. Kim Klacik. She was a former Obama supporter and a former Democrat. But she has switched parties and is no longer a supporter of Barack Obama. She has become a conservative. Now, like most other black conservatives, and I do say most because some actually can make cogent arguments about certain subjects, Mrs. Klacik appears to be ignorant of facts, and in particular, facts that have been in the public forum for long periods of time. Now, I'm just going to be honest, she is a nice piece of eye candy, but as far as when she opens her mouth to speak about things, Lord have mercy, you can see her lack of preparedness to discuss serious subjects. Now, she was on Roland Martin's show this morning, and I could not believe the fact that she was a defender of Bill O'Reilly. And I'm going to play that particular clip. But at the risk of being redundant, she also, later on in his broadcast, and I'm going to play that as well, decided that she was going to take exception to the fact that people are wrongfully convicted of crimes that they didn't commit based on trumped up evidence. All right, yeah, I'm going from A to B here. Let me jump to her comments regarding her defense of Bill O'Reilly. All right, Roland's going to give her a last comment on this, and then he can't even let it go all the way through because what she basically is saying is basically ignoring what he said in the first segment. Here we go.
Kim, 30 seconds, go.
We can all agree on that, but what I'm saying is the people that were actually taking the harassment deals, like they were getting these complaints from those being harassed, they did nothing.
Because it's in the culture.
Exactly.
It's in their interest to do so.
For us to say that Bill O'Reilly
was at the head of that culture.
One second, Angela, 1 second. Kim, finish your comment.
To get rid of Bill O'Reilly and to think that this is going to stop, it's not. I mean, you look at the top, you had Roger Ailes. They're getting rid of people that you see. What about the people we don't see?
Okay, Kim, let me repeat this again.
Okay.
Again. Roger Ailes, you didn't see, gone. The controller, gone. Head of Fox News Latino, who you didn't see, gone. Other executives, gone. There are people who were fired after Roger Ailes, gone. So Kim, you are wrong.
Those taking the complaints should be
hopefully, Kim, and hopefully other people who are covering this up be gone as well. Rashad, Angelo.
See, but that's the problem, okay? And she said it, the people taking the complaints. The problem is people weren't making complaints because they knew that number one, the complaints were going to fall on deaf ears, and number two, if the complaint got far enough, that they were going to be further harassed and fired. So Mr. O'Reilly said it himself that there were never any complaints ever made about him at Fox News. And the women that came out making the accusations, they confirmed that they didn't go to Human Resources because that, in their opinion, was just putting a gun to their own heads. Now, that's this conservative black woman defending Bill O'Reilly, which even the conservative white people are not defending Bill O'Reilly. So I don't know where the hell she's coming from. But this one that I'm going to show you next is even more egregious. All right, now in my opinion, and let me give you a little backdrop, 21,000 cases have been thrown out in the state of Massachusetts because of a corrupt chemist that basically either certified or testified about drugs found in drug busts, okay? And in a bunch of these cases, the substances that were recovered were not even drugs. But this woman who was prosecuted and convicted, and she's doing a 5-year stretch now in Massachusetts somewhere, it's just, it's horrendous. 21,000 cases overturned. Now, how many more cases that she was involved in where people were convicted based on her testimony and findings and have already done their time and gotten out? You know, are their records going to be expunged? This is turning into a big mess. But that being said, this woman decides that the 21,000 cases should not, well, in my opinion, what I heard her say is that the 21,000 cases basically should not have been overturned. But anyway, you make the decision for yourself. Here she is defending, or I guess arguing against 21,000 cases being overturned because of the corrupt and illegal actions taken by the state chemist.
1,000 cases were compromised during this. Let's be real. When you go to a crime scene, basically, and there's drugs involved, they bag it, they tag it, and they photograph it right there. Usually people are convicted before the lab results even come back.
Now, see, that's a bunch of bullshit, because unless somebody is able to be arrested, okay, be arraigned, okay, and get a quick, and I do mean like 48 to 72 hour court date, let's even say it's a week. How many people do you know or have you ever heard of that have been arrested, arraigned, and gotten a court date, okay, gotten a jury trial, even forget about the jury, just in front of a judge in less than 3 weeks? Our court systems are so backed up, it's ridiculous. So for this woman to say that people have been convicted before the results of the analysis of the evidence has been completed, that's a bunch of crap, okay? Now, granted, it does take a while for chemical tests to come back, but the last time that I saw somebody go to court, okay, on a criminal complaint, it took 6 months to get them into court in front of a jury, and that was in a very small township. 6 months. She's talking out of her behind here, and she's not making any sense. But anyway.
So if you're telling me that this chemist and this is so important, are there going to be people that come up forward and say, look, I was convicted before my lab results come back. Can I get another case? It's just not that.
Can I get another case or another trial? This lady's ignorant. She's just ignorant, y'all. She's ignorant.
Stop, Kim. Are you literally sitting here excusing this woman tampering with evidence?
I'm not excusing tampering with evidence. What I'm saying is there are many cases that don't even wait for the lab results when people are convicted of these crimes. So now all of a sudden these chemists are that important? In 21,000 cases? I don't think so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Angela, go ahead.
See, and that's just the woman being ignorant. It's ridiculous. 21,000 cases over a long period of time. That's an easy one. And the funny thing about it is, well, I'm going to do another story on it, so I'm just going to stay on point with this woman. She's ignorant. She reminds me of Paris Dennard. I hope that Roland, in his infinite wisdom, decides not to have her back on because she does not need a platform. You know, if she's going to build a platform, let her do it where most black conservatives do it, outside of black media, because as far as I'm concerned, and I hope as far as a lot of black people are concerned, this lady doesn't know her butt from a hole in the ground. And I'm going to cut this right there. I am going to do a story on that 21,000 case being overturned. And I also am going to, well, actually, I've already done a story on Bill O'Reilly. I'm not going to beat that horse. But there's another story I'm going to do shortly regarding a racist down in Florida who had the gall to call a black state representative a bitch to her face and to state in front of two other black male legislators that the Republican head of the Senate, I'm sorry, the Republican head of the House down in Florida owed his job to a bunch of niggers. And he said that in front of two black state representatives. Get that going in a minute.